from CBS 4, this is your News Now.
Tonight at 6, we're bringing you updates on the Delphi double murder trial. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chelsea Helms.
And I'm Bob Donaldson. Day 4 of testimony wrapped up less than an hour ago. The focus today, the man on the bridge. CBS 4's Max Lewis was in the courtroom all day. He joins us now live with the latest on today's proceedings. Good evening, Max.
Hey, good evening, Bob and Chelsea. Yeah, really the big thing to come out of this afternoon is that the two sketches that state police did of their suspect during this investigation, you might remember last week the Judge Gold ruled that those sketches could not be used here in trial. But that may be changing because one of the prosecution's witnesses that they called this afternoon was Betsy Blair, who was a woman who was just walking on the trail that day and was one of the people who gave a description to state police in order for that sketch, to create that sketch, rather. She mentioned she was being questioned really about what are some pretty different descriptions of the suspect that she gave to state police versus what Richard Allen actually looked like. She specifically described the person she saw on the bridge that day as boyish, in their 20s and 30s with brown poofy hair. Obviously doesn't really fit the description of Richard Allen. And then when she was asked about that by the defense attorney, she said she made that statement when she was comparing the two sketches. At the end of court today, when the jury was taken out, defense attorney Andrew Baldwin spoke to the judge and said that they believe that they now have grounds that the sketches should be brought back in because Mrs. Blair actually spoke about those. That was one of the big things today. One of the other big things was really just witnesses that had been called. There were multiple witnesses actually that were called and spoke about what they saw on the bridge that day. But the really big focus of that from the defense attorney's side was actually on the very differing testimonies that they gave about that, actually. One of them specifically said that they saw the man on the bridge, or they were walking on the trail, I should say. They saw him and they said that he was wearing all black pants, black jacket, a black hat, and had his face covered with some sort of black mask. So those were very differing, obviously very differing descriptions of the person that was seen on the trails that day, that was seen on the bridge that day, than the specific image that we actually got. The other big moment from this afternoon, I should say, is that they actually played the video. We've all known about this video that was on Libby's cell phone where she captured someone saying, allegedly, "Guys down the hill." They played the entire video in it, and you could actually hear the girls' voice. The quote they said was, one of the girls said in the video, which was about 43 seconds long, they played for the courtroom, one of the girls said, quote, "There's no path going there, so we must have to go down here." And then at the very end of that video, you hear what sounds like a male's voice, which is what ended up being "Guys down the hill." However, the defense very quick to pounce on that because one of the forensic analysts at the Indiana State Police testified today who enhances video and audio. We heard the original video. You could clearly tell that the audio of "Guys down the hill" was heavily enhanced in order to get it to the point that we have all heard. They also testified about the video in the picture of Bridge Guy, also heavily enhanced. From this morning's testimony, it was more of basically what we heard yesterday. The crime scene investigator, the lead crime scene investigator, finished up his testimony this morning, testifying about the autopsies of Abby Williams and Libby German. I would say the big moment from that today was that he said he took multiple swabs from the girls' bodies during that autopsy. At one point, the defense attorneys are asking him repeatedly, did this swab have DNA that ties Richard Allen to the crime? The analyst said no. They would keep doing that. Eventually, the prosecution objected to that line of questioning because the crime scene investigator was not the one who did the actual test, but we do expect that person possibly to testify at some point. Guys?
All right, Max Lewis reporting live tonight. Max, thank you for that update on the case.